Former President Trump announced Monday that Ohio Senator J.D. Vance will be his running mate. He was chosen over Florida Senator Marco Rubio and South Carolina's Tim Scott, both of whom are representative of demographics that the GOP is trying to earn more support from. Let's bring in Bruce LeVell. He is the former executive director for the National Diversity Coalition for Trump. Bruce, thanks for being with us. First off, if Trump is serious about diversity within the party, do you think he missed an opportunity over choosing Vance over Rubio or Scott?
Well, no, thanks for having me, and it's a great time to be here in Milwaukee. You know, I think that, obviously I've been with the president since the beginning. I was privileged, as you said in my opening, my title, that I was the executive director of the Diversity Coalition, which was the largest diversity coalition historically in a Republican candidate history in 2015 and 16. And you see what we have birthed out of that movement, as you might say, in his tenure. We're actually doing a Mavericks event here in about 2 hours now that's honoring Congress Burgess Owens and Byron Donalds and John James and, of course, Wesley Hunt and all of those folks, with the exception of Tim Scott, who's going to be there too, actually got elected in under the Trump tenure, and many other folks who've put their name on the ballots across the country, et cetera. And the answer to your question as it relates to Rubio and some of the other great candidates that were out there, President Trump has great political discernment. J.D. Vance is a young man. He's, 39, about to be 40. Really smart guy out of Ohio. It's going to bring a lot of youth into the movement, as you say, the America First movement. So, any of those folks could be placed in any cabinet position, whatever. So, listen, it's not over yet, and I think we're going to do very well with Senator Vance. He's going to bring a lot of folks into the tent, like I said, especially in the younger generation that will be, as I say, the future of the RNC, the future of the GOP.
According to Statista, there are only about 30 Republican members of Congress who do not identify as white. What more does the GOP need to do to show voters that diversity is a party priority?
Well, I think, for me, I'm a business owner in Atlanta, and this is how I address this. It's not so much, yes, we like to see, obviously, diversity in a lot of situations, but mainly in the business sector, in the education system, the leadership within the communities is what, we looked at back in the Trump administration. You saw, like, the opportunity zones, going in underserved communities and doing private partnership initiatives to build, black wealth back in some of the underserved communities and building business, bringing the conversation of school choice on the table, et cetera. So those are the initiatives when you talk about the diversity, you talk about black issues especially, is that you're really more trying to push more on the policy side. And yes, encourage more black Americans and say, hey, come on over here. You see something in your city council or state house or state senate, put your name on the ballot, bring the America First, mantra, as you might say, and say, hey, let's come in here and on this great tent and serve together. So it's a wonderful time, and it's historical today.
The theme tonight at the RNC is Make America Safe once again. I mean, look, Bruce, we know the former president has said controversial things that do demonize immigrants. Do Republicans run the risk of alienating what could be a key voter bloc?
Well, I think, the conversation, look, like I said, I'm a businessman for many years. I have a lot of business colleagues back in Atlanta. Listen, we're 30+ million of small business. We actually make up 62% of the GDP. So when you talk about, a lot, as you might say, the mass migration that's coming over the borders, that, these folks, God bless them, they haven't paid into the Social Security system. You got payroll taxes, you got our hospitals, health and human services that get strained, and they haven't paid a dime into that. So I think respectfully, when President is talking about, and he's always said that, and I think a lot of American citizens are starting to see that, especially in the Latino community. Listen, we're going to give 50+% of the voting bloc in the Latino community here November 5th. And so that says it in itself as an American voter. It's like, look, it's not fair that folks come across the border or come into the country and circumvent the pathway to citizenship and not pay into the Social Security system. We know that's another conversation. And don't put, equity into our infrastructure. So I think that's fair. And a lot of people are starting to feel that, especially with the high inflation, high gas prices, et cetera, and the strain on the American taxpayers on just being able to buy food and groceries.
LeVell, we appreciate your time. Thank you. We're going to have much more with Camilo Montoya Galvez later on in our show. Thank you.